Hey guys, Brian Morgan here. Wanted to take a few minutes of your time and talk to you about alpha gal. If you are suffering from alpha gal and you are interested in being relieved of that and being able to eat what you want, pay attention. I received a tick bite in the early 90s, and soon after I developed alpha gal. I was unable to eat beef or pork, mammal meat. So at the time, nobody knew what it was. I went to Clarksville Allergy Immunology. They did a test and said, yep, you are definitely allergic. What happened? And so we went through the process. They actually even sent me to Vanderbilt, and I met with the dean of allergy immunology in the medical department of Vanderbilt, and he was asking me questions about any nuances that took place when I would have a reaction. I told him yes. I always had hives, nausea, headache, and just a general feeling of malaise. I felt like I had the flu for for a couple of days. I mean, it wasn't an event; it was a process. And he said, "So what? So tell me about it." And I said, "Well, I would start itching, and I'd get the hives in between. It would start between the second and third toe on my right foot." And he said, "Well, that wouldn't have anything to do with it. What else?" Well, that was long before they knew. Uh, Fast forward into the early 2000s, somewhere around 2004, I was going to Clarksville Allergy Immunology again through the process, even took allergy shots and things such as that. Um, However, the allergist contacted me and said, "Hey, there is a test. A doctor in North Carolina thinks that he's isolated this to a tick bite." Who knew? Anyway, I went in and took the test. I was the very first patient of Clarksville Allergy Immunology to be diagnosed with alpha gal. That being said, I said, "Great, what now?" And he said, "Well, now we know what causes it, so stay away from mammal meat." Uh, Fast forward to actually earlier in 2025, I had a friend of mine who had found out about Franklin Acupuncture and Herbal Medicine at 1325 West Main Street, Suite 105, Franklin, Tennessee. Telephone number 615-756-3122. The reason I'm telling you this is this person that contacted me also had alpha gal. He was a buddy of mine, and he had gone and had the treatment, eating anything he wants to eat now. He told me about it. I went on vacation in October. I worked at the Clarksville Fire Department, where they call me Bubble Boy because I couldn't eat bacon on the weekend breakfast, or pork chops, or hamburgers, or steak, or anything like that. That, along with the fact that I had just gotten used to it and I was okay with it. Anyway, my friend tells me about this. I contacted Franklin Acupuncture, went on vacation. They do the testing. They put needles in my right ear. I wore those needles for 21 days. Yes, 21 days. Not a big deal. Afterwards, you go back and they test you again. I passed the test. Then he said, "Okay, you're going to start reintroducing beef and pork, mammal meat back into your system. You have a 6-day process where you go through a greater amount of one week and then the other the next." So I started with pork, started with like a quarter teaspoon, went up to 4 tablespoons. Then the next week I did 1/4 teaspoon of beef, all the way up till last night I had a hamburger. I called the office today. I spoke with them. They basically told me, "Okay, good. Now you can start eating whatever it is that you want to eat." And correction, let me back up. So after I wore the needles, I went back to the office. They tested me again. They said, "Okay, now start your reintroduction process." And I apologize. I may have said that earlier. Anyway, so as of this morning, I spoke to the office and they told me, now go ahead and you can eat anything that you want, but be wise. Don't, eat a bunch of bacon for breakfast and then eat a double cheeseburger for lunch. Ease your way back into it. I will keep you posted. If you are interested, I can show you my results, but I'll tell you, as of right now, I have eaten a hamburger for the first time since 1995 ish. I had sausage patties going through this process. I had a sausage patty and a half when I was up to 4 tablespoons of pork. It was delicious. It's the first time I've done so in many, many years. If you're interested, come back. I'll post again. And so hopefully I will be this. By the way, Franklin Acupuncture they've treated over 2,000 alpha gal patients. And out of the 2,000 that they have treated, they have like a 96 or 98% success rate. I hope that I'm in that 96, 98%. If you're interested, come back and I'll keep you posted. Bye.